how will the kid learn? He has to learn from those. He has to come in like Saka when he was introduced by Unai.
Okay.
He was 17. When you see how Saka developed, that's how you introduce these kids into the team. I think Arteta has an issue with the introducing kids, these youngsters in the club.
Okay.
That's the issue with him.
I tried to get this guy for a whole season.
We were suffering.
He cannot come.
We were suffering under Pochettino, man.
Hello guys, welcome again to another week of the Triple Cup Show. A very nice week with a nice guest. But as always, when things go south or when the seat becomes so hot, some guys do dash out. And for this week, the Arsenal guys are the one who chose not to appear. I don't know why, but as always, I do have for the first time, I'm on the episode where the two guys, when they are there, I'm never there. So we start with Mic and Samba. What's up? How are you?
Yeah, I'm alright, G. How are you doing?
I'm fine, man. How's things on your side, man?
Pambana, two things are a little bit tough, but we're pressing on.
Okay, cool. On the other side, the Chelsea guy. Man, I think the Chelsea now guys are always here week in, week out. You do have a representative week in, week out. Mike, what's up?
I'm cool.
Okay. How is Chelsea taking you, man? Let's start with there.
At the moment, Chelsea's taking me very fine.
Okay.
As you can see from last season, we've improved a little bit. We can not say it's a tremendous improvement, but we are very happy with the way things are going at the moment. This it's not the way we are last season at the moment. Like last season, we by 10 games, I don't know, we had like 9 points. I don't know, something like that. What I mean is like it took us about 16 game weeks for us to gain at least 14 points in the league.
Okay.
So when we see the improvement Maresca brought in, it's small, but it's something that's giving us a hope.
How does it feel to be a top four now at this stage of the comparing like last season? I think we have shifted numbers because last season you were like number 10, below number 10 when like this kind of period. But now you guys are on the top four, making it hard for also a team like Arsenal not to be on the top four.
Yeah, sure. We are feeling excited as a club. The results are showing, and we are also, as the fans, we are excited for the manager and for the players. They're giving all they have. So compared to last season, at this point we were very bad, and also we had so many injuries. But when you look at this season, we have very minimal injuries. I don't know if we have injuries. We don't have injuries at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, we are affected by injuries a lot last season, but this season, we thank God. Every player is fit, and they are trying to prove their point.
Do you think you'll be on the top four for this season as how things are going?
It's not a matter of thinking. It's a matter of hope.
Okay.
We hope that we can finish in the top four because we have stayed outside the Champions League football for the last one season. Yes, one season.
Okay.
You see, so our hope is that we want Maresca to continue working in the way he's working. The trajectory is taking us into is a very good trajectory. So we just want him to continue with that form, and we'll at least at the end of the season we want to finish in the top four, and that will be a very nice start of his season in the top flight football management.
Okay, nice one. That's it. Mic and Samba, when you come to big team, Manchester United, last week, the good news where everybody wanted, it happened. Malik Ten Hag out. Now we have somebody like Amorini who's supposed to be in as the manager for a while. What do you think? And after what you have seen the two games, is it like the players did not want Ten Hag to be on the team? That's one thing. Or two, is it the Ten Hag did not want to play how the players wanted? Or things never worked up and it was, I think, a good time for him and the guy just to part ways?
Yeah, well, it's a new era, and the new coach. We're yet to see what is going to bring, but we're able to witness what he did, beating Manchester City and removing their unbeaten record in that competition. So, well, for Ten Hag, things didn't really work out, and I think it was high time that he left, because I think the biggest challenge Ten Hag had was I think his mentality approach to games, and also his style of play. He really stuck on one style of football play, and it was not bearing fruits. Uh, from what I saw against Chelsea, well, I told people Chelsea are not going to beat us, because uh, the last time they beat us at Old Trafford was 2013, when John Mata scored the only goal, the free kick. But it's the most drawn fixture in the EPL. So that was definitely either Manchester United win or draw, Chelsea draw. It was just like that. So from how we played against Chelsea, Chelsea were the better team, because we can clearly see, number one, the biggest problem we have is our formation. And if I had Ruud van Nistelrooy's number, I would tell him one thing: Ten Hag is gone, bro. It's you now. Stop playing his game. Stop using his vision board, because it was clear Ten Hag is gone, but the same characters, same approach. So looking at it, Ruud has been given a few games, of which now that will assess his progress, if he's going to remain, because Amorim is going to come with his whole staff. So if I were Ruud, I would play. You remember when Ole was sacked and Carrick was given as an interim manager? Carrick played his own formation, and the 3 games Carrick played, we didn't lose any of the games. And I remember that time we were meeting Chelsea, and Chelsea were on form, and we managed to get a draw. So looking at how things are, first of all, we can see in the coaching, you can see the coaching style in terms of the decision making of the players is not good, because Alejandro Garnacho, there were instances he did not have to be the star boy and pass. He didn't do. There were times we countered Chelsea. Ahmad was in front. Hojland was in front. Taxi was there. He would have passed the ball. He didn't. So in terms of the approach of the coaching style, I think there was a problem. And also the players, it's high time the players start calling out one another. And remember, Casemiro was very mad when Garnacho did foolish things with the ball, and we almost conceded a goal. Yeah.
Okay. So for me, man, and then before I continue, if you have reached here, please subscribe, like, and share. Tell a friend, as always, man. Every week we are trying as best as possible to drop you an episode as soon as possible. So if you are listening till now, man, it's good to just press that notification button. So when you drop an episode, it will be on you just then. So when you continue, man, I think it's a good part, or I don't know. The biggest team are now not being the biggest team. Talking point, I don't know. It is both dark arts. Someone like Pep started with Arteta when he said Saka will not be available to play, but unfortunately, we saw him and he played like 80 minutes and he was like so good with the pitch, and we're like, no, wait a minute, is this guy who was injured? This was, I was complaining last week with Luis when I was telling him, if you watch that game, Saka was not, he was definitely not injured. Then this week, Pep removed a list and he was like, Walker, we know Walker and Akanji were not supposed to play, and then boom, we saw them playing the whole 90 game. And then Bournemouth is another team which I think it's becoming like the dark horse of this season. Big teams, it beat fast. It beats fast. Chelsea. I think you are the only guys who has.
Yeah,
you beat Bournemouth.
Yeah.
But when they played against Arsenal, they beat them. When they play against Man City, they beat them. So I'm wondering what's happening with this team. Is this we thought they have the best of dark arts, but it's like arts. It's turning against them. I don't understand, man.
Yeah, when we beat Bournemouth, we beat them by 1 goal. And it was a last-minute winner. So our rivals were saying, it's just Bournemouth. You see, and you see in that game, Sanchez saved a penalty.
Okay.
It wasn't just an easy win. They almost beat us. They had a penalty, but we saved. You see, and then we came back. We Jackson was substituted, and then they brought Ngungu. Ngungu is the one who scored our winner. You see,
Okay.
it was not an easy win. Bournemouth is proving to be a very tricky team to face, especially for the top teams. You have to be very prepared to face them. And then there is Nottingham Forest again.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, those teams, you see now Nottingham Forest is third. Nobody expected such a thing.
Yes, because when I check online, I think the last time Nottingham Forest won the top race, it was 1998 or 1997.
Something like that.
1980s there. But if you check now, these guys are playing a very nice football.
Yeah. In fact, I was checking and I saw for the on the London teams, Nottingham Forest is one of them, and it has won Champions League. So back in history, it's a big club, and right now, and this Nuno is the coach, and wherever he has been, he's always played beautiful football.
Sure.
He's been beating Man City when he was at Wolves, and he's been playing very, very beautiful attacking football. So looking at how Nottingham are playing, you can see they have players that who are not given good game time in other clubs, the likes of Odoi, the likes of Elanga, and other players. So they are here to prove a point. They want to show. They want to show these clubs they can do it. They can do it. They can do it. So I look at Elanga and the way he's playing, I was like, the kind of decisions he's making now, he was not making them when he was at Man United. So Nottingham Forest, so far they have good energy. Let's see how far they'll go playing like that.
Okay, because on my side, how do you have somebody like an Aina, who's a defender? Every week he's getting the bonus points. Every week he's becoming a good player. And then this week also, he's scoring. When it reaches a point where, because we only knew when it comes to scoring, it's either when it's a free kick or a corner kick, where teams like Arsenal or Man City are good with the free kicks. But now also, when you check some games, it's like Man City, team like Nottingham Forest, they have become like the whole team. Anybody can score, and I think it's a good thing in football. Because in a way now, we know when you attack, it's not only a must of only one guy will score. I think that's the only thing which Nottingham Forest, Nuno has done better with Nottingham Forest. When you expect Wood will be the only person who will score, you find someone like Odoi. When you think, because we said Gibbs White was given a card, so we thought, but like, okay, this was the better person in this team. He can do the best. When we don't have him, I thought like the game for Nottingham Forest will in somehow depreciate, or how it will lower with the quality, how they play. But even now, you cannot notice that Gibbs White is not playing maybe some of the games, because everybody has stepped up, and I think that's the only thing that I think these small teams, they should do. Because if you check team like Leicester, they're playing so good, but you only know somebody like Ndidi or somebody like Vardy only. If we don't have those two players, the team is gone. Same thing when you come to team like Arsenal. Odegaard has not been there for like a while. When they not play the game, because it's like he was the one playing. So when he's not playing, you see, or Saka is not playing, or somebody like Martinelli is not playing, you see like Arsenal are, in general, they are lacking something. But when you come to also team like Chelsea, I think now it has been a place where your team, you have like every person for each position, and every person has a person who can replace him in that position. Because you guys, this week you're playing against, like how you played on the league, you played against Newcastle. The team that played this week is not the team that's played next week. Yeah. It's a very different team. I think that's a good part as a manager, and it's all the boys are playing the good.
Yeah, sure. And just to put something on that Nottingham Forest point, you see, Nottingham Forest is going to be a very disturbing team. You see, they have already taken Arsenal's director of football. They are hiring specialists.
Yeah, man, like Adu is going, yeah?
Yeah. So, and you see the kind of players they have. They want to show that they are playing for the badge. You see, those players are the kind of players you will want to have even in your club.
Okay.
Because they want to prove the point. Because all, you see, like rival fans or the other fans, they'll say, this is just Nottingham Forest. They cannot do anything. But the players, when they come to the field, they want to prove you wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, that's why they are disturbing. They beat Liverpool. They drew against us. I don't know. They have not played with Man City.
Not yet.
Yeah. But when they find this, the top six, the traditional top six clubs, they'll disturb them a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I watched the game on the weekend, there was two games that caught my eyes. The first game, it was Spurs game, where I thought Villa, in one way or another, they already win the game. But when you come to Ange Postecoglou, he removed somebody like Son. I was like, what the hell? This is the star player of the team. How do you remove him? And then on the other side also, Unai Emery, when he was playing, was like, okay, Morgan felt a bit like it was, but he said, man, I think I'm good. I can still play. But when they just did that move, when Morgan Rogers just was out of the team, Spurs came back and beat they beat Villa and was like, what the hell, Unai, did you just do? Only one move. He brings somebody like Duran, who has been the best player for this season when it comes to a super sub. But things went south. They were winning 1 goal up, and then it ended up them having being beaten 4-1 at the end of the day.
Looking at that game and how Aston Villa play, you definitely know, like, when they start scoring, they are going to score another one and they are going to win a game. So I think some tactical switches deeply affect the game. Also for me, I thought, like, Son is, you can't bench him, you can't sub him, because any minute he's gonna produce something. But that was just a different game. Same to Duran, he comes and scores, but it didn't work. The game ended in the favor of Tottenham. You remember, Tottenham are playing a very, very high speed intensity game. The likes of Johnson, they're always there pouncing to just wait for a chance and score. So it was a crazy fixture.
Okay. On Monday also, I was watching. I think I was the only one awake while the game was ongoing, because I was the only one texting on the group and nobody was in. I was watching the Brentford against Fulham game. Man, same tactics, same things. I was like, okay, Brentford, you guys are up 1 goal. We are happy. Flanke Sona, if we come to the fantasy, all of them, they were so happy because things were going according to their way. But when the game was progression, they were winning up, and then the coach said, I think, because now Fulham started to be attacking more, so he thought, okay, we already have 1 goal, 3 points already. He removed him. Then the game started to be, there's much pressure from Fulham still. Okay, Mboemo, today it's not your day. Also, you get out. And then just from where, on the 90th minute, boom, we got a goal from Fulham. 97 minutes, last minute of the game, also another thing. It's a goal. What do you say, man? When you watch the team, you're already 2-win up, 90th minute clean. And then at the end of the day, you are losing 2-1 at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think maybe sometimes it's miscalculation from the manager. You cannot defend a 1-0 win, a 1-0 lead. You have maybe 2 to 3 goals you can defend that one. But a 1-0 goal, man, that's very crazy to defend about that. You have to keep your attackers in the game. You have to push them to attack more and score more. That 1 goal is a very tricky goal because your opponent can turn that around and win the game any minute.
Okay.
You see, like, added minutes, like 5 added minutes. Your opponent can score even 5 goals in those minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, on the side, Samba, when you watch the game Southampton also, this is the first win they're getting, and also it was the last minute game where they did beat team like Everton, where I thought, I think it's a good place for them having a first win.
Those are some of the games, if you look at them, predicting them is really, really tough because mid-table teams tend to be 50-50. Yeah, so, and Everton were playing well, but, so I think Southampton, having been relegated and come back, they know. Even before they came, they goofed and they had to get their position through the playoffs because they were leading the championships. Then they messed up. So, having been through that, they are not going to be comfortable. If even the way they played against Ipswich, they were just showing the intentions of, how they move with the ball is they want to win the game. They want to make sure they are there in the mid-table so that they don't get relegated.
Okay. Still on that kind of an end, when you check the news online, now man like Kudus, he was being given a straight red card, where he had three match ban. But the news now, he has been given 2 more and a fine for 60, I think 60 M. On your side, do you think that's fair on a player, or it's so? I think they went hard on him.
But the rules they have, they are very strict. And Aston Villa themselves, if you Google, you will see they have so many rules, and bans and the fines that a player is going to collect, getting late for training, all this. I was looking at it and I was just like, okay, it's helping the players to be disciplined. Yeah, so I can't really recall why he was given a red card, but I think this is a lot of money to charge a player. But all the same, there's a way they expect players to conduct themselves in the field. So if it goes overboard, then you have to face the law.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike, do you have any different view?
No, I think it's the same because well, these players, they know the rules. You have to stick to the rules of the game, and you don't have to lose yourself in the game. This is football, and this is it's like we have a loser and a winner. You don't have to win every time. So when things are not going on your side, you don't have to lose yourself and act very abrasive against your opponent. Just be cool. There is always next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you talk on the big game, Arsenal, I was arguing with Louis that this week, come rain, come sunshine, we're gonna beat you guys because it was on Old Trafford. Fortunately or unfortunately, Onana cannot keep a clean sheet. That's confirmed still. And then, your guy, man, you are the only guy who has trusted Caicedo from day one. And he was the guy who saved you on that game. So, on your thought, do you think, like, it's time we give Caicedo the flowers that you... Or there's something we are missing. We are not seeing that you have already seen in Caicedo.
Yeah, Caicedo has been proving himself since he came. He had a slow start, but as the games continues, he's trying to settle in, and he's already proving himself to be a very great defensive midfielder. You see, and the good thing is that he's also on top of his performances as a defensive midfielder, he's topping up with the goals and assists.
Okay.
You see, like this season, he's already having 3 goal and assist. You
Okay.
see, yeah.
Okay.
So we are good, and I think all the rivals who are saying, "Oh, we spend too much on him," I think they are coming to know why we spend that much.
Do you think it was a wise move, him dashing out from Liverpool, checking out the form which Liverpool are now, and then come to Chelsea?
Yeah. I think, Caicedo is a Chelsea fan from his childhood. So when you look at the transfer, when we wanted him, we were the only club who were with him since day one. Liverpool just were trying to hijack the movement. You see, so they offered more, but we offered less, and he stuck with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Samba. It's
Yeah.
I don't know how to put it, because when you check Arsenal, is it reach a point where the team itself, because it will be unfair us not giving Arsenal as a team or the plus with the situation which they're in now, but them losing it like 3 games in a row, being not collecting as many points as we expect, because at the beginning of the season they were a good team, still they're a good team. But I don't know what's not happening. Is it like many teams have confirmed what Arsenal, or they have come to know how Arsenal plays, and then they're trying not to give them the spaces? Because if I watched the yesterday game, while Arsenal were playing, they had like 14 corners. Gabriel tried every means how they do, like come to block when they play against Inter, Milan. I mean, they try to block. Try to block the plus, but the players just leave them and give them space to do whatever they wanted to do. Nobody was falling for those tricks. When they come, all the corner kicks were out. That's one thing. Okay, another thing, it's team like Man City also. Man like Haaland, the first 4 game weeks, man was good. 4 goals, 3 goals, 2 goals, 1 goal. But now if you watch the 2 goals he has scored them in a position that it was not supposed to be a goal. It's only that he was there and then he did some like acrobatic moves which got the goals. But when it comes to one-on-one, how he used to score, it's not happening. What's going on?
In the first few game weeks we were here, and I said, and I told Joshua, the signs Arsenal has given me, first in the Leicester game, coming from behind, and then there was another game. I can't remember the fixture. They had these blunders, and then they won the last minute. So I said here on this podcast, and I said, these are signs of. These signs are not good, because when you start doing this early, you remember this is a horse race, and you are racing against the likes of Liverpool, who are crazy. They are fighting for their spot like crazy. Man City, on the other hand, is not also performing. So Arsenal, I think one thing they did wrong is not going to the market and getting a striker. That one, I will blame it on them, because Arteta should have gone to the market and bought a decent striker, because they have the chance. So but they instead strengthened their defense and everything. And Arsenal has this season, the way they played against Manchester City, when they were given a red card, how much they defended and made the game hard for Manchester City. And I've seen them playing many games. They have this defensive tactic they use that you cannot, they are impenetrable. You cannot score against them. But you see it's costing them penalties and everything. Newcastle saw their tactic and said, we're not going to come inside the box. We are going to shoot from outside. So these teams have started learning how this team is playing, and now coming with the different ways of, combating them. Manchester City, everybody knows Haaland is a beast. If you give him space with the ball, he'll knock you off, then go and score. So the goals he scored were very difficult goals, but again we are seeing he's really, really struggling, because Manchester City, the ball in the middle, it's not productive. Rodri was giving them so much balance. So and again, the Community Shield is we said here is a jinx, so we don't expect them to be winning every game. They have won titles. No disrespect to them, but I think this is a season I really want it hard for them. Yeah.
Okay,
so I think the likes of Arsenal, I think the players have, in a way, the players have given up hope, because remember, Klopp's best season was 100 points against Manchester City, and he never won the title. So even him leaving, I really understood his frustration, because you can imagine racing with these guys 3 times and you only win once. So in a way, they've just mentally, because Arsenal right now, even if they come back, they are not gonna get to that position they deserve.
Okay, but if you watch those games, somebody like an Odegaard, he was out. He was the creative player for team like Arsenal. Yesterday he was brought in on the game, but it was already too late. Somebody like Joshua has said day in day out, you know what? Why does Arteta doesn't give Ethan Moneri a chance to play? But when you see him playing, you'll know why Joshua is saying that, because the boy is ready to do he's ready to fight. He has the anger to play the game. He wants to give something to the team. But also, when you check team like Man City, can we say that, is it because, like, okay, Rodri was out, KDB was out, those are the 2 guys who we know very well. When there's those team, there'll be those guys who will do the chippings to go and give to reach somebody like Haaland. The same thing also, we know the combination where Saka and Odegaard are playing and Martinelli on the other wing, it's a very bad in a good way midfield combined with somebody like Declan Rice. So I'm like, okay, these two game weeks, 3, 4, the first 10 game weeks, these 2 guys were the crucial part of the team. They were not there. Now they are being reintroduced back to the team, where the team are not good. But we know if these guys are on the team, we expect them to play better. Is it a chance where you see now, maybe a team, somebody like Arteta will say, okay, we were playing this badly because this number did not have somebody to fill your shoes. But now since you are here, Is it now a good time for you now to prove up, and then maybe somebody like an Odegaard to step up and do their thing? Also in the same way, KDB to step up and give the balls to somebody like Haaland.
Yeah, I think they'll use that excuse, but I think as a manager, you have to be prepared for such emergencies. You can not just rely on one player to be your creative player, so that when he misses, you start producing very dismal results. You see, you have to be prepared because there are these players you cannot predict. He can go in the field and get injured. What will you do as a manager? You can't sit there and just complain that we had no Odegaard, we don't have De Bruyne. What are you doing as a manager?
Okay.
Yeah,
So they need to. It's a manager issue, not a player issue.
you have to train. Like Ethan Nwaneri, they are saying he can play the Odegaard position, but what does Arteta do? He doesn't even bring him on in time. He waits until 80th minutes or 85th minutes. That's when he brings him on. How will the kid learn? He has to learn from those. He has to come in like Saka when he was introduced by Unai.
Okay.
He was 17. When you see how Saka developed, that's how you introduce these kids into the team. I think Arteta has an issue with the introducing kids, these youngsters in the club.
Okay.
That's the issue with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Champions League, man, I think it's been a very bad. I don't know. It's Barcelona becoming back to the Barcelona days, the game, the days where we knew Barcelona being Barcelona. Because man, now Bernabéu has lost its. I think it has lost its meaning, man. I'm so sad being a Real Madrid fan, seeing us being beaten twice in Bernabéu. It's so sad. I don't know. Is there any chance like anything good can happen? Because you can't tell me you have Vini, you have Vini, you have Rodrigo, you have like the best people there. You have Mbappe, the best players, and then you being beaten in Bernabeu not once, not twice, and not with one goal. While on the other side, you are like your counterpart. He's beating guys like 3-4 goals, and it's back to back.
It's sad. It's sad that the how we used to see Madrid play, and most of Manchester United fans definitely are Real Madrid fans, because when the Cristiano Ronaldo was there, he was doing amazing. So and also we have exported a lot of Manchester United players to Real Madrid, so we feel we have that affiliation, and I think Madrid is going to have an identity crisis. It's going through an identity crisis in terms of this way. Um, there's so much expectations of the players and what they want to win and how they want to win. So you can see it's a struggle. And if you watch someone like Henrik has scored goals that he shoots 30 yards away, and you are like, is this boy crazy? What is he doing? And he scores. When he comes, there was a game Mbappe was subbed, he was brought in. In less than a minute, he scored a goal, and Real Madrid won. So same signs Real Madrid are giving, Arsenal are giving. Always trailing back and then coming to win, trailing back and coming to win. You get used to that, and you feel like we are just gonna win. Same, Dortmund beat them 2 goals, they came back 5 goals. So everybody wants to be a star of the day in this team. And if you watch Barcelona play, Barcelona, looking at the players, they have very young players. These players got nothing to prove. They just want to play football, and they just want to enjoy. So if you even look at the tactical ingenious that Hansi Flick is using by removing Rafinha on the right wing and playing him on the left wing, that tactical switch is using his space and everything, because they know all the defenders will mark Lewandowski, and that's where they're going to get there. So Barcelona are really on form. I'm betting on them. I don't know. It's sad, but I'm betting on them to win the title. So Real Madrid, they just need to. Mbappe has come, is okay. He's our number 9, right? Let's play the correct football. Mbappe, if you get the chance, we know you are the number 9, but you can make others shine. Make them shine. because if you watch the game which Mbappe was given, which game was that? The game they lost Champions League. It was against AC Milan.
Yeah.
Before that, there was a game.
It was Del Clasico.
Yeah, El Clasico.
Yeah.
He was given clear chances, 4 or 5 of them. He was just beating them to the goalkeeper. So he also needs to be clinical because the chances were there, but he was not converting them. So it's just a matter of now playing football. Bellingham now is 0 goals in 14 games. So last season at this stage he had 14 goals. So you can see there's a struggle because now when Vini gets the ball and he goes, he's dribbled, he's beaten all the defenders. We didn't look to assist or to score. Most likely will like to score. And I think before that, the issue with Real Madrid was the Ballon d'Or because there were so many nominees there. So everyone wants to prove a point. So I think when they knew Rodrigo is going to get it, so now let them focus on just playing and winning the game.
Okay. On that side, are you guys not giving Slot like the flowers he deserves? Because now, if you check Liverpool, we did not expect them to perform how they're performing. Because keep in mind, whenever a new manager comes, there's that shift where we expect maybe before he connects with the players, before he gel with the team. Keeping in mind, you're finding a team which is already there, so it's not your team, and you're not bringing anybody new to that team. Now check the game. Man like Salah, he has been the best part of the Liverpool team. If he's not scoring, he's assisting. Leave alone that. Someone like Jota, he stepped up. Nowadays he's scoring goals like I don't know what. Luis Diaz also, when he comes in, boom, the same thing. Cody Gakpo doing the better thing. Trent now, Van Dijk, the same thing. Because on the before was saying, okay, I think it's time we bring back Simicas. Because that is it Robertson wing, it was somehow becoming the weak link for Liverpool. But I think the coach saw this and he did the sub. Where now, when you see Simicas playing, the game is so good. Even to an extent where everybody knows Nunes is the worst player. If yes, he does not have shots on target, but he has good with speed. But if you watch the games now which Nunes plays, it's like, okay, I think Slot has unlocked another beast which we never expected it to see it from somebody like Nunes and the team in general.
I think it's not like Slot has done so much. I think he inherited a very complete squad. And he is a very lucky manager because he found every piece in place. He's just implementing what was already there. You see, and what we can say is that what we can give him thanks is he didn't try to change the team. You see, he came in and he continued with where Klopp left. That's the only thing we can say. He's doing good. He didn't change. You see, like many managers, when they come, they try to change the team. They try to bring in on their own players.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, but he maintained the same players, and the same players. These players have been playing together like for the last 3 seasons.
Okay.
2 seasons ago. So these are players who know each other in and out, and they are doing it at their best because, like, they finished last season. They finished in the top 4. You see, now they are just trying to go up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Samba. Well, as we went off on this kind of thing, somebody like Marini, when he comes back, when he's come, everybody has seen how he plays. He plays like 3-4-3. Do you think is it a right option when he comes to Manchester United to play that, or try to play or start from where we are, create something new, or come with what you know and then do your thing as a manager?
Well, I think Amorim will stick to 3-4-3. And I think talking to every Manchester United fan, I tell them the first problem we have is our formation. That is the first problem we have against. That's why we are not performing. And it is a big problem that even Erik ten Hag could not even change. You see, if you watch the game against Chelsea, Malo Gusto was playing high, close up to assisting the striker. And remember, Malo Gusto is number 2. Then he switched James to number 3. Chelsea were playing with a 3-back 3. Then Malo Gusto was so high up. and then Reece James was in the midfield. So this formation gives you ability to move with the ball with those patterns, those triangles, those diagonals. So it's easy for ball movement. So the problem is when Manchester United we are counter-attacked, we get back to our five. If you watch so well, when we are attacked, we get back to our defensive five. So there's no need of us uh, saying we are playing with 4 defenders or 3 defenders, and then when we are attacked, again it's 5. Look at our formation. Where was Rashford? Rashford was back with the left back of Chelsea. When we get the ball, when Chelsea lose the ball, Bruno, the only person who's getting the ball is Højlund. Højlund is a striker. He shouldn't be getting that ball. That ball should be collected by either Casemiro or Ugarte, then play it to Bruno Fernandes. Then already Garnacho will be making a run and Rashford will be making a run. But our formation is we are telling Garnacho and Rashford to defend so deep. We have Ugarte and Casemiro. What are they doing? So we have 4 defenders. Again, why are you playing Martinez on left back? These are the things that are causing us problems. Martinez is not a left back. Take Mazraoui, put him there, or Dalot, put him there. Let Martinez be in his role, because where he is in the center, it's easy for him to pass even to the striker. So again, then when you look at our structure, we don't have a compact identity of how we are going to play the ball. And you could see during Chelsea's game, or most of the games that we played, when there's an error, everyone rushes to correct that error. So most of the time, Bruno, because he's the captain, he feels that he has that burden to go and correct an error that maybe the defenders have done or the midfielders have done. So if you remember the way we used to play tactical games, like when Mourinho was there or when Ole was there, and you would be like, hey, Herrera, you are going to mark Hazard. You are not going to leave him. Mark Hazard like that. And Herrera would remove Hazard out of the game. So, number 1, our formation is wrong. So, number 2, there's going to be we are going to be exposed in a way for the first time. Because remember when Raf Ragnick came and he said he's going to play the pressing football, the Gegen pressing, you can remember. We were conceding goals like crazy because we were not used to that formation. But the advantage is, for me, I just look at a back three of Leny Yoro, Martinez, and Elite. Leny Yoro, he on the right, and Martinez here. And then forward, now put Diego Dalot in front, put Mazraoui in front. And then in the middle, just use Maino and Ugarte. Ugarte, his work is just to destroy the game. Read all the passes where they, make sure that we are going to block their game. And then give Maino freedom because he's creative. He can dribble the ball forward. So that way, you're giving Bruno the chance not coming back. He's going to hold a high line. And hence, we are going to get chances. You could see Højlund was getting the ball. He does not know how to give the final pass. He was giving it late. Garnacho has already made the run. He was holding the ball too much. That's not his work. So it's important that we have a tactical switch of the formation, because if Ruud keeps playing like that, even today he's going to have problems.
Okay, so when you come to the thing, I think it's the fantasy where I don't know. Every time things goes south, I'm the only person. Things are going so good, and then you guys have nicknamed me like I don't know. I don't know what names you are giving me, because every time I buy a player, he flops like I don't know what. So come to this game, the average points was 39 points. I don't know, man. If it's 39, I'm beating you guys by double the points. So when you start with you, man, like Mike, how many points do you get before you come to my team?
I got 35 this game week.
Okay.
Yeah,
What went wrong?
I think my players, they underperformed. Like Haaland, my captain, you see, like he had nothing.
Okay.
Jackson, he was nowhere and he received a yellow card. You see, Palma, he didn't come through. Also, he's my vice captain. You see, like I only got points from my defenders and one striker like that. So it wasn't such a good game week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think now you're gonna make some shifts, or you wait until the international break is back?
Not really. I think it's just a purple patch whereby some players will underperform, and before the international break, I'm not making any changes. I'll stick with my players.
Okay.
We'll see what will come next week.
Okay. Samba, on your end, you're the guy who was saying you are advocating guys to see my team before the game week start. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. I'm not buying it.
They sold me the idea, so I was just making fun of of that instance.
Okay.
But you know, it happens sometimes. Players that you really bank on, it has happened. And I remember, like, last season, there's a time I didn't change my squad. Like, I wasn't changing any player, but I was not getting less than 60 every game week. So, and I was not changing any player. You can imagine, not unless they are injured.
Okay.
Then I substitute them. But there was a time I was not changing, and it was performing.
I've told this guy sometimes, if you cannot beat them, join them. Yeah. So if you guys if I'm getting bad points because of not having the players you guys are having, why is it so bad? Why are you so guys angry when I get the points when I want to get the points you guys are getting from those assets?
No, because from the start of this season, you've been like a bad omen. When you buy a player, he underperforms. You see, so we were trying to tell you, hey man, don't buy Palma. You see what happened to Palma last weekend? He
blanked.
He blanked.
It's good
because you bought him.
If they are okay, they are going to play against Manchester United. I love my team, and if you guys are saying if I bring a player he will not perform, what's stopping me not to get my team to perform?
Like, also, you didn't have Haaland for about 3 or 4 game weeks, and he was dropping very good results. Once you bought him, Haaland is missing.
Guys, I'm telling you, anybody who's brave enough, sell Haaland. Then wait for me. Just sell Haaland.
No, Haaland, when you sell him now, it's so expensive to get him back when he starts to perform, because we know who Haaland is. That's a robot. When he starts to score, you'll not even afford him in the FPL.
Okay.
So that's not a player you have to lose. You just keep him, even if he's underperforming. But because those game weeks, he'll come back and he'll score a lot of goals. So Haaland, Palma, those are 2 players I'll never sell.
Okay.
However,
but they perform?
They're performing.
Okay.
I'll never sell those 2.
Okay. I don't know, man. As other side, Samba, we had said before, we were complaining that, okay, Man City may be not playing so good because some players are not there. But now with the reintroduction of KDB, we know KDB and Haaland, they had that thing, that link up. If that thing clicks in, I know, back to back, we're going to get some points from Haaland. So do you think it's a wise idea? You're going to tell a manager, you know what? Okay, he was not performing. Let's say, or let's give them 1 or 2 weeks, then let's see, because KDB is back. If KDB is back, those through passes, those chippings, it's the cross balls, definitely. Haaland, if you get those ones, definitely it's a goal. Do you think now it's a wise idea? You're going to tell a guy, okay, Man City we have seen, except somebody like Gavidol, who's getting them because of scoring and not keeping a clean sheet, you can go for him as a defender. But on the other side also, if KDB is back, we know they're going to score goals, but keeping a clean sheet is something that is not easy for them to do.
This season, I'm not sure how many assists he's given, but they can't even be 2 or 3 he's got from Kevin De Bruyne. So it is showing they are really struggling to to get each other with the ball. So again, for as a manager, it will take time because when there's that key player and his work is to always to look for that final pass to give to the striker, then he flops. Just like in our case, Bruno Fernandes. When you concentrate so much on passing to Hodgland or Rashford or whoever is in front, most of the time it's in a rush because you want that player to get that ball. So most of the time it's not calculated. But I think first of all it will be for City to get their tempo back, get their style of play right, and then from there it will be easy for them to connect. Yeah.
Okay, but if I check the fixture for Man City, they do play against Brighton, Tottenham, Liverpool, Nottingham Forest, and then Crystal Palace, Manchester United, and Aston Villa. Is that fixture well enough for you to try maybe? Okay, because if you ask me, Brighton is not a team because we saw what he did to not to Liverpool. It's not an easy thing for them. Keeping in mind also Tottenham, we don't know what can happen on their side. Also Liverpool, they are on the right form. Is it still also okay? We know their form. But is the fixture convincing you well enough to go for them?
Actually, if looking at these fixtures, Crystal Palace, that will be early kickoff. So, Crystal Palace, if you don't score early, then that's gonna end in a draw or they win against you, just the way like they did to Liverpool. So Liverpool scored one goal and that was it. So Crystal Palace will be a difficult game away. They're going to Liverpool away, Brighton away, Aston Villa away. These 3 games will not be easy for them because Brighton don't fear these top teams. They know they can beat City. They know they will score definitely. So they will, and City will come with a lot of pressure. So they will hold them. So they know the likes of what the likes of Haaland can do. So all these teams will be prepared. Again, Tottenham always gives Manchester City a problem all the time. They beat them out of the cup, Carabao Cup. I would not be surprised if Tottenham also beat them again because, with the likes of Son and the squad. Nottingham Forest is also not an easy team. So looking at all these fixtures, this is the point where it will prove. And if a player like Kevin De Bruyne gets a game time, all this. Remember, in between, we'll have other competitions. He's prone to injury. Because he goes so hard. And these are difficult fixtures. These are fixtures that will need you. They will need you to go in. So you might end up also losing the player looking for more points.
Okay. When you watch the fixtures now, Arsenal, this week I think they're playing against Chelsea. After that, Nottingham Forest. After that, West Ham, Manchester United, Fulham, Everton, Crystal Palace. Keep in mind the form which Chelsea are, I don't think, okay, I don't know, I might be wrong. Or you guys might be right. Because I was saying, okay, because Odegaard is back, I was saying, I told everybody, I only wanted Arsenal assets defensive-wise because I knew the likes of Raya and the rest were so good when it comes to them defending the game. But scoring, I was not sure with them creating those chances because I was not trusting the likes of Havertz and Trossard and Martinelli to give me those points. But I was saying, the day when Odegaard will be back on the team, that's the day when I will bring back I'll bring back now the assets, maybe somebody like a Saka or somebody like a Martinelli, or maybe I can risk it enough and go to somebody like Havertz. But I'm not sure because if they are being beaten easily and then the team are becoming so hard to lock them out with how they play, I wanted to go to them, but as a manager now, I'm feeling I think it's not the right time yet because of the fixture, and then we don't know. Maybe they may go to the international break, somebody get an injury, and then is another option. I have to feel like 2 gaps with one, which I could have avoided to go to them before.
Yeah, sure. At the moment, as also their results are showing, it's very risky to get the attackers because they have. You see, Arsenal, the only game they have scored, it's the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, 3 goals.
Yeah. Since the draw against Liverpool, they have not scored any goal. Sure.
Yeah.
They have not scored any goal.
Okay.
So it's very risky to take the attackers, and also their defenders. They are so leaky nowadays. They are not that much like last season. You see, they are conceding goals. Last season they were keeping a lot of clean sheets. Like Raya, you see, he kept a lot of clean sheets and won the
golden gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this season they have been very sloppy. So it's a little bit risky to risk their players in your team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also the fixtures that are coming on. You see, like Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, Liverpool, Manchester United. Yeah, they will concede goals. They are not going to have a clean sheet in those goals.
Okay.
Those games.
Samba, do you have a different opinion, or also for you may not advise any manager to invest if you don't have the Arsenal assets? Still stay away from them.
I would just have the same sentiments. Not right now. Maybe later.
Okay. So for my side, I've said if you want the best assets when it comes to defensive wise, I think Gabriel from Man City. I think he has glitch. I think he's because the last end of the season he was doing the same thing what he's doing now, scoring goals but not keeping a clean sheet. I think for him, I think it's a good option to have. Also Brentford, when you check the fixtures for Brentford, they do have Bournemouth, Everton, Leicester, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Chelsea, and Nottingham Forest. But that's the last end. But if they continue playing how they were playing, except the last after the game we played against Manchester United, things started to go south from them. But I think now they'll try to get back to where they were according to them. So I think if you had somebody like a Pinnock or a Collins, defensive wise from Brentford, I think it's a good option to have. On the other side also, when you check the fixtures for Manchester United, and keeping in mind the new manager who will come, we are sure, because if you play a back three, somebody like a Delete, Mazrui, those are the two, because Delete is good with the headers, I've seen it. When he get the chances, he's conceding them. Mazrui, he's the fallback of that guy, and how he's moving the ball. I think he will find himself in those spaces. Or Dalot, but Dalot for him, he gets so many cards and he does some silly mistake, which I don't want somebody like that to my team, because it can get me if we don't keep a clean sheet as Manchester United, and he gets a yellow card. The guy can give you 0 or 1 point, which is not good for a defense. But I think somebody like a Delete or somebody like a Mazrui, if you want to have the Manchester United assets, I think it's a good option also. And also at Nouri from Wolves, that guy also, he's not giving us clean sheet, but the attacking threat from him, I think it's nice. And also, I've said it on and on again. You guys, I don't know what's wrong with you guys. You don't want to have someone like Aina from Nottingham Forest. Sels and Aina, those two guys, if you cannot go for their goalkeeper, I think those two guys are the best option from Nottingham Forest, because you have seen those guys are keeping a clean sheet and they are playing so good. So I don't see why, or you guys are not wanting to go to those defenders, because all of you guys are sticking to somebody like a Trent, Pedro Porro from Spurs, Gabriel or Saliba. Some guys also are still sticking with the assets from Chelsea, maybe Gusto or Cucurella. But we have seen these guys are not giving us points. What is it holding? Is it okay? Somebody like a Delete, I think is 4 points, is 5. Somebody like a Mazrui also somebody like 5. But when you see somebody like a Trent, he's 7 point something. Van Dijk same 7 point something. Is it because his price is not matching up to what we think they should give us as compared to the price where we know somebody like Trent, if he is going for 7, close to 7, he must give us assists day in, day out.
Yeah, I think there is that tendency of how teams performed. I believe as a manager you should look at your squad and change where need be, because the likes of the goalkeeper Sales, that would be a good pick for me. You have Trent because you think that Trent will assist. Trent will assist, but again, the way Liverpool are playing, there are players that you look at and you see, how much they would give you. So there's no need of having assets of these players, but yet they are not performing. So you look at the fixtures and adjust where need be.
Okay. When you come to the midfield, Mike, you're the guy who have said you're not selling somebody like a Palma on that midfield. Also, I'm that guy who have said Salah, even if he blanks 3-4 game weeks, I'm not selling him. So I think stuck to that point, I think we already have 2 players that every manager, I think if you don't have those 2 players, there's something wrong with you. But on the other end, we have the likes of Brentford, where someone like Mbeumo, this is the only game week which has blanked. Does that give you a fear now to remove him or stick? We have seen the form and we have seen how he can be lethal when he get the ball. Now stick to him, or you know what? You guys 2 game weeks are not performing. It's time to go.
For me, like I already have also Mbuemo, and he has been giving me points for the last few game weeks. I think he was not just lucky for the last game week, and I will not change him at the moment because I've not seen anyone very perfect to replace him, because this is a guy who will always perform. You can, like, I had Smith Rowe for 2 game weeks and he gave me nothing. You see, that's why I changed him to Mbuemo. And then you see, like, Smith Rowe, he hasn't been that consistent, but Mbuemo has been consistent. So only for the 1 game week he hasn't been consistent. I'm not going to change him. I'll stick with him for about 3 game weeks to see how he'll perform.
Okay. If you ask me, I've been that guy also. When everybody puts somebody like a Rogers at the bench, I'm the only guy who still keeps him on my team. And lucky enough, every time I keep him on my team, that's when he scores. But every time I put him on the bench, that's when he does not perform. So is it a point where we have seen Villa as a team? I think that team, it's so good, but we have not known who will be the guy doing the thing from that team, because the goal can come from anybody. Sometimes you see somebody like a Kudus. Sometimes you see somebody like a sometimes we see somebody like Duran. We see the likes of the normal one, Watkins being the Watkins. But Rogers as a point, I think he has proven himself to be on that team. But on the other end also, if you compare to prices, I think Johnson from Spurs, I don't know, he's giving me points, but I'm still stuck. Like, I don't want to remove Rogers from my team to bring Johnson. But if you go to the points wise and the consistency, I think Johnson is better as compared to Rogers, but I don't know what's that thing that you think it's making me feel. I think I prefer being with Rogers than comparing to go to somebody like a Johnson.
I think overall, you as a manager, you always also analyze a player overally, and you'll see if I replace him with this guy, okay, and then you also have to check the next game weeks they are having. Like Rogers, you'll find like Aston Villa, and their next game week is against
Villa playing against Liverpool this one, and then Crystal Palace, and then Chelsea.
So there you'll have a very hard time, because Liverpool against Aston Villa, it will be a very tough game. So if you have Rogers, maybe you can put him on bench for that game week and replace him with someone you have on the bench. But also, like you said, there are those players as a manager, you stuck with them. You don't want to change them. You see, it's because previously they have been providing for you. Like you said, when you had Rogers on the bench, he was performing. But when other people have him on the bench, they're getting blank points, you see.
Yeah.
So as a manager, I think it's an attractiveness. You are attracted to some players that you feel like you cannot remove them in your squad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. As we finish up with the front forward, I think now it's time. If you don't have Haaland, or I'm saying if you're brave enough and keeping up on the fixture, I think we have better assets if they perform. Which I think it gonna in a way. If you have 2 of them, let's say this week you had somebody like a Solanke and you had somebody like a Wood. Even though Haaland gonna score like 2 goals, I think if you had Solanke and you had somebody like a Wood, I don't see you will miss out the points which Haaland can give in a point. Do you think as a manager now, you'll try to put your team in a way like, I know if I don't have Haaland and he's costing 15, but with that 15 I can go to 2 prime forwards, somebody like a Wood who's 6 point something, and somebody like a Solanke I think is 9 or 8 point something. If you combine those 2 and add a little bit like 2 million on those both assets, there's a way where you're gonna get the same points with somebody who has Haaland, as not having us, like compared to having Haaland, and now he has blanked for like 4 or 5 game weeks. You know, is it an option where us managers may try to think, can we do that?
Yeah, I think if you don't have Haaland at the moment, you have to wait. Just wait and use those alternative, like you've said, like Wood and Solange or Isak. You see, like Isak is also scoring, and maybe like another striker who is scoring is.
Do you think Vardy is also stuck to that point on that midfield?
Yeah, they are cheaper options.
Okay.
So if you have if you still don't have Haaland at the moment, it's not the right time to get him, because you'll see like Man City are struggling at the moment.
Yeah.
They are not creating anything. So just have those different alternative. Just use them for the moment, and when Man City pick up their performance, you can now try and bring in Haaland.
Okay, when you talk about those cheaper assets, somebody like I think you have from Wolves, stranded Lancer, and also Evan Nilsson from Bournemouth. Those two assets, I think, in a way, is there an option where we think those two guys are so underrated? They should be on the team, because also if you check team like Southampton, there's Armstrong. I think also he's playing better as compared to having the big players who are not giving us points.
Yeah, sure. Those small names you see you're underrating, they are the ones now giving us points. So if you have that opportunity to get someone like you said Armstrong, you said like Semenyo or Evan Nilsson, those are people like Semenyo has been consistent for the last 3 or 4 game weeks.
Yeah.
So you can get someone like that on a cheaper price, and we give you those points instead of getting a big name on a higher price who will come and just blank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Samba, when you check the assets which we have now, what do you think, keeping in mind the structure, the fixtures for this game week, who do you think was gonna, like, for you checking on the fixtures, who do you think is clocking up to be the best captain for you for this week?
I would have 2 options. I would captain Salah, because he's a player you can bank on. He's a player you can bank on, and he's a player who, given the chance, he knows how to assist. The advantage of Salah, he does not concentrate on scoring. He knows when to assist. He knows when to score. So, and looking at their fixture, Aston Villa will always want to play a high line, and that's where they will be caught. So Salah is very fast, so he runs before the ball gets to him. So once he passes that line, it's either gonna be an
assist or a
goal.
Okay. You guys playing Chelsea, you playing against Arsenal. Do you think that fixture is good enough for me to captain somebody like a Palmer?
I don't think you can captain Palmer in that game, because you see, like these big games, Palmer is always, I think, double marked or triple marked by players. So like the United game, you saw what he was done by the players. He was always all the focus was on Palmer. He dribbled a few times, but he couldn't get that chance to create the chances or score. So like also Arsenal, we will know they'll come and their focus will be on Palmer. So because they know that's our creative player. So at the moment, no, I don't think anyone should captain Palmer.
Okay, who do you think is better than the right option to go with as a captain for this week?
I can risk it and captain Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. For me, I think I'm saying I want to take the risk where I thought Palmer will be the better option for me, because I don't know. This week I said Brentford, Mbeumo, it's like the better option for me, but it never happened. But still, keeping in how Chelsea gonna play, and maybe how team like maybe Arsenal may try to come more for you guys, because they have not performed so well. I think in a way they may forget themselves and then leave spaces for those thing where Palmer, maybe he gonna do something that he does the most. But I don't know. It's just a me thing. But I think Palmer, for me, I think if I don't go for Palmer, I think as always Salah's been my best captain till now. So it's either one of them before the game start. I think I'm gonna bank in one of them. Man, as we went off, what's your thoughts when you check the fixtures now? Can you give us the prediction? Because this week I think we do have better games. Because for me, Liverpool against Aston Villa, that's a very beautiful game. Nottingham Forest against Newcastle, also for me it's a very beautiful game. And also as we end off, Chelsea against Arsenal, finish up the weekend on Sunday. For me also, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. What do you think?
Yeah, at least they've tried a little bit to balance the fixtures so that at least you enjoy on Saturday and on Sunday. Looking at the fixtures, Brentford versus Bournemouth, first game that will be over 2.5 goals. This will be a game where Brentford press very much and Bournemouth also. The goals are guaranteed. Crystal Palace, Fulham. I think this fixture is on the jackpot. This I would either Crystal Palace or draw because this guy's defending very tough. It can also go under 2.5. West Ham versus Everton. West Ham this season have been just shaky. They have not yet found their foot after they bringing in their new manager, except the game against Ipswich they won. So this will be I don't see both teams scoring, but it will be under 2.5. Wolves Southampton. I'd back Wolves to win this game. Brighton versus Manchester City. Both teams to score for 2.5 goals. Liverpool versus Aston Villa. Liverpool versus Aston Villa. I think the Liverpool have shown a lot of dominance in this. But Unai Emery coming from a defeat would be a difficult side. So Liverpool will definitely win, even if it's by a goal. Then on Sunday, Super Sunday, Manchester United starts against Leicester. This one for sure we have to win. This one for sure Manchester United has to win because they have to come back to our winning ways. Nottingham Forest, Newcastle. Nottingham Forest or draw. Newcastle are not gonna win here. Spurs, Ipswich. Spurs they're going to get their goals back. Over 2.5 goals in this game. Spurs win. Chelsea versus Arsenal. This is also on the jackpot. So it shows you this is not an easy game. Most likely this game would end in a draw. But I don't see Arsenal winning.
Okay. What's that thing that gives you, what's that thing that motivates you seeing Chelsea beating Arsenal and them not losing?
Having seen how they play, having the home advantage. One thing is for sure, Arsenal will come with a lot of pressure. They've already been beaten consecutively, so that fear also is there. So they will come to attack. When they will attack and they concede fast, now that will be their problem. They will panic. And in this game, Chelsea having drawn against Manchester United would not want to, waste points here. So just the same way the Inter Milan's game versus Arsenal also yesterday's jackpot, and I knew Inter are going to beat Arsenal. So this game, even if it's Chelsea or draw, I don't see Arsenal winning.
Okay. I wish Joshua will be here, man, because you guys I could want to hear his point of view when you guys are playing. Because if I ask you now, you definitely say you're gonna beat the Arsenal game. Yeah, for you it's guaranteed you're gonna take the points, or you're fearing. You think Arsenal are gonna do a thing?
I'm not fearing. I'm confident we'll win the game because even last season at home, we had already the game in our hand. Only Sanchez did what Sanchez does best, and he gave the ball to Rice, and Rice scored. And then the second goal, I don't know what he was doing. Trossard scored. We just need to be very careful with Sanchez. We have to guard him. He always give out very stupid fouls when we are already leading. That's what cost us the game last season. When we went to Emirates, with a lot of injuries, and then Pochettino did what he did. He does best. He benched Thiago Silva of all the players. Imagine benching your defensive maestro in such a derby. I already told Arsenal player, this is your game. Just win it. we are not winning here.
Okay.
There was no way we were winning that game.
Okay.
We are benched.
Remember last season?
Yeah.
Last season, Arsenal were flying form.
Yes.
And I remember that game I was traveling, and Arsenal were in flying form.
Yeah.
And Arsenal are going to meet Chelsea. And even Chelsea fans were like, just beat us because we know you're going to beat us. Then first half,
The lineup.
2-0.
When we saw the lineup,
Yeah,
you
even
saw.
the lineup and everything.
We just told them,
was
take
like,
the
it was like
points.
against Chelsea. So first half 2-0.
Pochettino was against us.
Yeah, if it was not the Chelsea's fault to concede those useless goals, Chelsea had already won the game. So these are games that I'm telling you. So it's a game. It's either it's going to be a 2-2, 3-3 draw, or it's going to be a 3-1 Chelsea win.
Okay.
That's how I see it.
I think it's gonna be a good derby for us to watch,
Yeah, sure.
for the London.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So big thanks to all the guys, man. We cannot forget our fans. It's been nice for those guys subscribing, for those guys liking, and then big shout out to you, Samba, man. You can also plug your. I think I'll put your YouTube channel also. Guys can check the prediction from there. Also, I think every guys there you can check Samba. He's doing a great job when it comes to predictions. Always is dropping an episode before the game week starts. So I think it's a good thing. That's why I always have you here to give us the vibes. And then, man, as always, man, like Mike, we big thanks to you, man.
Thanks, man.
For you guys, I know if Louis will not be here nowadays, before Chelsea guys, you can never find them. I tried to get this guy for a whole season.
We were suffering.
He
friend.
cannot come.
We were suffering under Pochettino, man.
Nowadays, it's just a phone call, man. Are you available? It's like, okay, anytime now. Just tell me. I'm around.
Maresca changed our life.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's nice, man. So seeing you guys, man. And then the guys, please don't, if you watch, just subscribe because we are getting the numbers are good, but the number of guys are subscribing is less as compared to the guys who are watching the thing. So give us the likes, and then now you're plugged in. You can drop on the DM. Also in Instagram, the Triple Cup Podcast. When you go to TikTok, also the Triple Cup Podcast, YouTube Triple Cup Podcast, in every social media, man. Just the guys giving the comments, you can drop to the DMs. We always on top of them, and then we like the conversation, the comments which you're getting. It's so nice, it's so good. Yeah, it's encourageable, and then we always here to give you good vibes as always, man. So till next week, it's been nice, man. Mike Samba, Mike. What an episode, man. It's nice. Adios.
Adios.
Adios.